Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're talking about something that I don't like, or a specific kind of video in this case that I don't like, related to Future Fight, but also related to just video games in general. Now, rather than discuss it verbally, I want to show you guys what it is that I'm talking about. So here we go, guys. I'm gonna kill the boss. 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 Oh, I'm gonna kill the boss. Oh, the boss is dead. It only took 8 seconds. Whoa. 8 whole seconds. Wow. Screenshot. Save it. Post it on Reddit. Oh, post the video to YouTube. Doctor Strange. Too strong? Too strange for Doctor Strange. 8 seconds. Oh, yeah. So that's basically, encapsulates and is a perfect representation of the kinds of videos about video games in general, but also about Future Fight that I don't particularly like and I don't particularly appreciate. Now, I'm not trying to shit on the videos or shit on the people that make them, because I do think that they offer some value to the community. They do offer you a glimpse into the capabilities, the potential of a character. You know, if I take Satana and I get Daisy and I get Tier 2 Werewolf and I get an Obelisk that has a damage proc on it for 200%, and then I go to the world boss and I reset the stage over and over and over again until I get that perfect clip of Satana KOing Ebony Maw in 7 seconds. Oh, boom, I posted to YouTube. Everyone thinks Satana is suddenly an amazing character. Yes, most of the characters in the game, if not all of the characters in the game, under the right circumstances, with the right setup, the right gear, Obelisk, ISO 8 set, the right team around them, you know, a very high DPS leadership. Usually Werewolf Tier 2 is somewhere there, if not just for his Tier 2 Rally Howl, then also for his Howl to Mars 5th skill that he can pass on. You can basically give any character in the game Doctor Strange's Supreme Sorcerer buff, minus the immunity. And so these videos do offer some, entertainment value. First of all, I have to say that sometimes it is entertaining to watch subpar or suboptimal characters one shot or two shot a world boss. I do think there is some entertainment value in them, and I also do think that there is some information to be shared as far as how to set this up if you want to do it too, although it's a bit of a circular logic. You're showing me something and then saying, well, if you want to do this too, the video is informative to show you how to do it too. I didn't really give a shit about this until you showed me. But it does have some, educational value, as I previously stated, as far as the top end or the maximum potential of characters, especially characters that don't get a lot of love, characters that don't get covered much by channels and by, the personalities that make up this game. And if you're just curious, oh, I want to see how good Medusa is. Oh, I really want to see if there are any videos about Hulkling. But aside from that, aside from those two very small points, I think I've covered them sufficiently. There is a lot of negative to be had from those videos. Those videos being the ones where you watch a character get buffed up. Their damage is artificially improved beyond the average by a long shot. Like, these are definitely what I would call outlier videos. And then it basically gets passed off as this is what you can expect for you as an average player with your average cards and your average luck on obelisks or sub-average luck on obelisks, and whatever resources you have to commit to the game. And that misinformation or that deception that can happen. I'm not saying that anyone is trying to deceive you when they make these videos. I'm not saying that there's any kind of sneakiness or tactic behind it. I mean, there's nothing to gain, right? If you tier 2 some shit character, I don't really care. It doesn't affect my account. I'm not, placing a high stakes betting game on which character gets tier 2'd last. But it does irritate me because it leads people to believe the wrong things, and it spreads misinformation, and it just generally doesn't do enough to outweigh that. You know, the small educational value and the small entertainment value really just does not outweigh the potential negatives. And I see it in the comments, not only on the videos themselves, but also in videos, other videos by other YouTubers about other things. And about other characters. It's like, oh hey, I just saw this video about this newly updated character, and they one-shotted this high-level boss. Hey, are they suddenly good? No, they're not. It's just someone who has the time and the patience, but more importantly, they have the setup. And that's the part that they tend to leave out, or they don't tend to leave out, but they tend to gloss over that part of it. They have the setup and the wherewithal to constantly reset their game until they get that perfect moment where Doctor Strange doesn't die in timeline battle. No, where you know, where things go right. It's basically, a lot of those videos equate to, like, you know, the Marvel Future Fight version of the perfect storm. You know, what you're seeing is not your average results by any means. You're seeing a calculated strategy that is meant to titillate. And while it does, you know, it does tickle some people's fancies, at least for a little while. I can't deny that you know, that fact. It is pretty annoying to see that these, not annoying to see, but it's just annoying that they do spread the information that they do, and that they do end up in a lot of ways deceiving people beyond just simply passing. You know, these are actually people that end up, in some cases, end up, you know, investing in these characters, and then they don't get the returns that they want, and then they're left feeling kind of sad about things. I don't think there's any real way to solve this problem, and this doesn't just happen in Marvel Future Fight, so I want to make that clear. I do see this in a lot of other games. It happens in almost every video game, because people, it's not that they want to deceive, but they want to make something that's not good look good. And I can understand the logic, and I can understand the desire to do that. I may have done that as well myself, although not in the same way, but you know, I don't think anyone is innocent of that. Holy shit, 100% of the time. But the difference is that I think some of these videos should have disclaimers, like, you know, hey guys, my cards are insane. I've spent, you know, more than 10,000 crystals upgrading them, or I've spent so much money buying Korean art book cards. Hey guys, this took, you know, 43 tries. I did not get this on the first try. Hey guys, you know, you need to get tier 2 Werewolf and Daisy in order for this buff to work. And by the way, this setup is absolutely useless outside of any other game mode. You know, it's basically like the old situation with tier 2 Iron Fist, or tier 1 Iron Fist before there was tier 2, where you could buff up your Iron Fist and you could kill the world boss at the time, who was most difficult, Black Dwarf. You could kill him, you know, if you could play perfectly. And yeah, sure, people made videos about that because it was something that was very difficult to do at the time. But world boss kills are not difficult at all anymore, provided you have specific characters. And the list of characters who can kill world bosses is quite long. I would say with their tier 2s, more than half of the characters in the game can safely kill at least half of the world bosses, if not all of the world bosses, minus Infinity Thanos, by an average level player. So it's not like we need these videos the way that we needed that tier 1 Iron Fist video way back in the day to show us how to properly buff him with Werewolf and Daisy. We just don't need that anymore. You can have characters who have, you know, invincibility or immunity for the entire time that they're alive. You don't need these ridiculous buffs and this you know, ridiculous setup to kill world bosses. So I'm a little bit irked, and I wish that we would get less of these videos, especially when characters get their new tier 2s. It seems like that's the perfect time to release these misleading videos. And again, aside from the entertainment value, I think that there should be more of a disclaimer associated with them, and that there should be a little bit more of an attempt to educate the layman on the setup that's required, and the amount of resources that are required, and the amount of attempts that are required in some cases to get these perfect storm situations to occur. Now, I'm not saying that I want these videos to stop. I'm not saying that, you know, the people that make them are bad people. I just think that if more was done initially to educate before showing off the flashiness, then it would make the whole experience, you know, easier. I mean, not just as a high level player or as a veteran of the game, but just as someone who likes the game and who likes to see people understand the game mechanics and understand what the fuck is going on. It's really counterintuitive when you see that kind of stuff, because it just actually confuses average players, and it actually confuses new players so much. Because on the one hand, they go on Reddit or they watch videos or they search up and they see, okay, yeah, this character's terrible, this character's bad. And I know that information can be old because the game does update very frequently, but aside from outdated information, you have the situation where they're getting information that's conflicting, because on the one hand they see so many people writing, hey, don't invest in this character, don't invest in that character, they're not good. But then they go on YouTube or they get links from their friends or whatever, and they see that same character one-shotting the world boss, you know, one-shotting some Shadowlands stage or what have you. And it actually does, you know, in some cases confuse people to the point that they could make an incorrect decision. And so I just feel like if there was more work put in initially, or a little bit more of a disclaimer, a little bit more of a, hey, you know, this is just for funsies, this is not actually like what the meta snapshot looks like right now. You really shouldn't invest in Hulkling, because despite the fact that I manufactured this video to make Hulkling kill the world boss because it's fun for me to do, if you actually want to have fun in this game, you're probably not going to do that or achieve that end if you start off by trying to emulate what I did in this video. And so that's just what I wanted to leave with you guys with today. I don't want to sound too negative or overly negative, because I know it's a pretty common type of video to see on this game, because for one, it does highlight underused and underrepresented characters, and I do appreciate that highlight. I do think it's really nice to see characters who don't get a lot of love getting some moments in the spotlight, and that's why I try to make videos like how to make this character great again, how to make that character great, etc. But I think that without enough of a disclaimer or without enough of an informative preamble to those videos that just highlight a 10-second world boss kill or whatever, it can have more detriment to the community than it does have positive qualities. So I hope you guys can take away the right message from this video and understand where I'm coming from. And of course, guys, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.